Happy Tuesday. Coming off a nice 2-0 day to start the week, and I love the slate today. Let's talk some basketball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we are coming off a 2-0 mini sweep on my birthday. Gotta love it. I wish I had that parlay, but we'll talk about all that in a little bit. I first want to just say thank you to everyone for all the birthday wishes. You guys had a ton of comments. Some were funny, some were just really nice. I appreciate it. We have a great little online family here, and it was just fun to go through all that. So, anyways, the only two people that did not know it was my birthday today pretty much were my toddlers. They did not care. They didn't let me sleep in, and they didn't make me breakfast. They demanded food all day. So I guess that's just the life of being a dad. But anyways, to this video, we got a big NBA slate today, and I happen to absolutely love it. And there's been some slates lately. I haven't, but this one's got some good matchups, good games. So we'll talk about all that. But we got a lot to get into. Before we get to those dad jokes, we got to talk NBA Tuesday talk. So here we go. The topic today: who is the greatest shooter of all time? Not named Steph Curry. You got to leave your comment below. Let me know what you guys think. That was a good one last week when we talked about what you would change in the league. But greatest shooter of all time, not named Steph Curry. Could be just someone that you've seen or whatever it is. It was tough for me. I'm probably going to have to go with Reggie Miller. That guy seemed like every time he shot it, he made it. So there's some other ones that are right there. I'll let you guys leave the comments below. But for me, it's Reggie Miller. Maybe name a sneaky one there that you can think of that nobody really talks about. So anyways, thank you guys for participating. That's fun every single Tuesday. But I'm ready to get into some dad jokes before we talk some basketball. We have one dad joke from my wife and one from a follower who left a comment yesterday in the video or below the video. So let's get into it. Here we go. First one from my wife that she told me right as we sat down for dinner. I got mugged last night by 6 dwarves. Not happy. That's pretty good. All right, second one from at Kyle Worrell 6493. What's the best gift you can give somebody? A broken drum, because you can't beat that. That's pretty good too. Those two were good. So anyways, those are the dad jokes. But in this video, we got a recap yesterday, that 2-0 day. Because as you know, the birthday parlay rules, it does not count if it loses. And then defenses, they give up the most points, rebounds, and assists to the shooting guard position. And then, of course, our best bets, and we finish it with the recap. So hit that like button, leave a comment below, help that algorithm. We are chasing our first 21,000 subscribers. I appreciate everybody, but let's get into it. And it starts with the recap. All right, there it is. It starts with John Collins over 9.5 rebounds. I do not know what he ended up with, but he had 7, I believe, at halftime, and then went absolutely bonkers to start the second half, and he got over this easily. He got probably 12, 13, maybe 14 rebounds. I don't know the final number, but that was an easy winner. Second one, De'Aaron Fox and DeMar DeRozan, 20-plus points each. I was prepared to get on here and just complain about DeRozan because he took one shot in the first half. One. That's right. But he ended with over 30, so we'll take it. De'Aaron Fox, good thing we took the alt line because he ended with 20. I don't know if he even scored in the fourth quarter. I don't know what happened, but he ended at 20 right on the dot. So a nice 2-0 day. And then if you did not listen to the video yesterday, the birthday parlay, it's my gift to myself. If it loses, it does not count on the record. If it wins, it counts. Unfortunately, it lost. So the first leg hit. Denny for the Wizards hit 12-plus points. He scored over that. And then that Lakers-Thunder game just sucked. I'm sure a lot of you had some bets that did not hit. Anthony Davis needed 25. He got 24, but it did not matter. SGA needed 30. He only scored 20. He shot terribly. The game was a blowout. It was just all awful. Unfortunately, it's the NBA. It's the only professional sport where there are many, many blowouts, and it could come from the worst team or the best team. It's absolutely wild. But either way, 2-0 day on the regular bets, 148 and 143. We are up 4.72 units. And that's the recap for March 4th. And now let's talk some shooting guards. All right, we start with the defenses giving up the most points to the shooting guard position. And we got 3 juicy matchups up there. We got the Atlanta Hawks facing Dante DiVincenzo and the Knicks. Obviously, something to keep an eye on is Jalen Brunson, if he plays or not. But DiVincenzo averaging 19.3 points per game. Hawks giving up over 27 points to shooting guard position. And then the Spurs playing Jalen Green and the Houston Rockets. Spurs giving up 26.05. Jalen Green right around 20 points per game. And the final matchup on this page, the Pacers facing Kyrie Irving of the Mavericks, 27.3 points per game. And the Pacers, 25.56. So Anyways, take a screenshot. Those are the matchups there for the points. Let's go check out the rebounds now. We only got one matchup, and it's the Rockets the other way around in that game, facing Devin Vassell of the San Antonio Spurs, who is averaging 5.2 rebounds per game, and the Rockets giving up about 7. So when it comes to rebounds, you can always count on the Washington Harry Potters up there, giving up over 8 rebounds per game to the shooting guard position. And by the way, number 2 over there on the right side, that is Terrence Mann, not Trey Mann. Terrence Mann of the Clippers, as you can see by the team. So, anyways, that's the rebounds. Take a screenshot, and let's go check out the assists now. And we have no matchups, I'm sorry to say. But how about Jordan Clarkson of the Jazz leading the way with 7.3 assists per game in the last 15 days? And we got Spurs, Bulls, Suns, Grizzlies, so on and so on. Some bad teams, some decent teams, and all that. So anyways, those are the points, the rebounds, and the assists to the shooting guard position. And now it's time to talk some best bets. All right, this segment of the show is brought to you by Better Bet. That's BTR Bet, the best place to find, track, analyze, and share your bets. The link is below. Go check that out. All right, this first game takes us out to Brooklyn. We got the Nets hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers -1 in this game. Total is 219.5. Against the spread, Sixers 33 and 27 ATS, 16 and 12 ATS on the road. And then Nets 27, 31 and 3 ATS, 17, 13 and 3 ATS at home. Over under 76ers 33 and 27 to the over. Nets 33, 27 and 1 to the under. So in regards to a side here, well, I'm going to tell you because it's my best bet. That's right. Give me the 76ers money line at -125 on ESPN bet. I'm not going to take the -1.5, -2, whatever you see. I'm just going to take the money line. If I can get like -130 or less on a money line, I'm just going to do that. I don't want to mess with a team winning by 1 or anything like that. But it's always a good feeling when you are fading the Nets. It really is. I've been burned, though, by the 76ers team twice lately. It's both times I've been fading them. When they beat the Mavs outright recently, and I had them losing against the spread to the Utah Jazz a while back. And that was the game Tyrese Maxey went off for like 50 points. So this time I'm going to be backing Philly. Hopefully they do not let me down a third game in a row. But let's go over the numbers. Nets will be on the second night of a back-to-back. They are 2-7 on no rest this season. 2-7 straight up. They are not a good team on the second night. Some of that is some of the players just don't play all the time, which is always a bonus. There could always be Mikal Bridges could just start, play a few minutes, and then sit. Cam Johnson may sit out. I mean, you never know on a second night of a back-to-back. I'm not saying they will, but just something to keep an eye on. Little bonus, but I'm not counting on that. So Nets are 15 and 18 straight up at home. So it's not like they have this crazy good home court advantage, which is one of the reasons why I'm surprised at this line. But these Nets, if you didn't see it last night, they just lost to the Grizzlies backups. And when I say backups, I even kind of mean sometimes the backups to the backups. It is that bad. Jaren Jackson wasn't even playing, and they are just the Nets are awful, guys. They're so bad offensively. I couldn't believe it. Last 8 games, they are second to last in offensive rating. The only team worse than them was that Grizzlies team, and it is really close. So they are practically the worst offensive team right now in the NBA. They have scored the fewest points in the NBA per game the last 8 games. They haven't even averaged 100. They are averaging 99.6 points per game. They have no identity on offense. It is just ugly. It's a bunch of wings, and it's just a lot of inconsistency if you watch the Nets. And a lot of people have banned the Nets players from betting, but I'm going to be fading them this time. So now let's go to the 76ers side. Their last 12 games, they've had 9 opponents that have been really tough. We're talking the toughest schedule in the NBA the last 12 games. Celtics, Bucks, Cavs twice, Knicks, Heat, Warriors, and Mavericks twice. This is going to be a nice little step down in competition for them going up against the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, to be honest with you guys, it's not even close on talent-wise. Tyrese Maxey been playing really well lately. He's going to be a tough matchup for the Nets, I believe. I don't think they have anybody that's just really going to shut him down. And you think the Nets are going to be decent defensively because they got these wing defenders and all that. They're not. They're like bottom 12 in the league in defensive rating. But the Nets' last 10 losses, when they lose, I mean, they lose, guys. Their last 10 losses have been by an average of over 18 points per game. Lost to the Magic by 27, lost to the Raptors by 28, Celtics by 50. These are not the exact reasons why I'm taking this bet, but it's just something to note. They have been really, really struggling. When they lose, they can lose really big. So I just like the 76ers combo of, Maxey, Tobias Harris, Kelly Oubre, and all those guys. So, and Buddy Hield, obviously. But 76ers give up the second most points to the shooting guard position. Sorry, not the 76ers. The Nets give up the second most points. So I wanted to point that out because you got Buddy Hield. They struggle a little bit against some shooters out there on the 3-point line. So, and to be honest with you guys, if you've been betting Mikal Bridges, it's been ugly. He's just been so inconsistent this season. It has been just brutal. So if you've been following the Nets and you watch Nets games, you know they have zero identity. They struggle in the half-court offense, and I think the 76ers team is just a more talented team. They are a much better coach team. I mean, it's not even close, guys. Nick Nurse versus this, Kevin Ollie Oxenfree for the Nets. It's ugly. So I just like the 76ers. I don't know why this is a pick 'em. The Nets are on the second night of a back-to-back, and we're only pretty much a 1 or 2 point spread. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't think this 76ers team is a juggernaut. That's not what I'm saying. But I do think they have more talent, and I think they take care of business here. So I'm going to take advantage of this. And also, this money line moved from like minus 115 to minus 125, 130 in some books in the span of like 45 minutes to an hour already when we were doing the research. So anyways, my first best bet is the 76ers money line. And before we get into bet number 2, we got a new promotion to talk about with Bet 365. North Carolina, you guys are going live on March 11th, like we talked about yesterday, and we talked about that BetMGM promo. How about a Bet 365 promo? That's right, all North Carolina residents that sign up before March 11th, you get $100 in bonus bets by clicking the link below, and all you have to do is register your name and make a $10 deposit, and you get $100 in bonus bets. It is a no-brainer. And then post-launch, you also get the promo that everyone else can get right now as well, and you get 2 options. First bet safety net up to 1,000, which we've talked about. You can make a bet all the way up to 1,000. If you lose, you get it back in bonus bets, so it's a great one. Or you can bet 5 and get $150 in bonus bets. Again, those last 2 promos are for anybody, not just North Carolina residents. But you got to click the link below. So there is a ton of great deals on these sports books right now if you live in North Carolina. So get your accounts ready to go for March 11th. You got to get it done before that date if you want this first promo. So anyways, all promo links are in the description below for all these different sports books. But you must be 21 years or older to gamble. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-877-718-5543. or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. All right, let's get back to the bets. All right, my second best bet takes us out to Toronto, Canada. We got the Raptors hosting the New Orleans Pelicans. We got the Pelicans minus 8.5. Total in this game is 228.5. Against the spread numbers, Pelicans 33-27-1 ATS, 16-13-1 against the spread on the road. Raptors 28-32-1 ATS for the year, 13-18 against the spread at home. It has not been pretty. Over under in this game, Pelicans 33-27-1 to the under. Raptors are 31-27-1 to the over. Now, we'll talk about a side on this one a little bit later, but for now, my best bet in this game, maybe my favorite bet of the day, Emmanuel Quickly over 6.5 assists. I got this at minus 135 on ESPN Bet. So when this first came out, they were sitting at minus 110, minus 115. It is moving quick. Last I saw, FanDuel had 7.5 assists already at like plus 110. I don't mind that. But let's talk about it for a second. He is the main facilitator on a Raptors team that now has no more Scotty doesn't know. That's right. He is out. There's only been 2 games without Scotty. So with Emmanuel Quickly in the lineup. So it's obviously going to be a very small sample size, but it's all we have to go off of right now. In those 2 games, in one of the games, Scotty left after 15 minutes. The other game, obviously, he was out completely. But Quickly has averaged the 7th most potential assists in the entire NBA the last 2 games at 15.5 per game. And that makes sense because Scotty Barnes is a guy who creates a lot for his teammates and has a lot of assists himself. So the usage is going through the roof right now for Emmanuel Quickly. Actual assists in those 2 games. He had 11 versus the Warriors and 11 versus the Hornets. Both those teams have allowed less assists per game to the point guard position last 30 days than this Pelicans team. So Pelicans, speaking of them, they've given up the 4th most potential assists per game in the last 30 days. Not potential, sorry. They have given up the 4th most assists per game in the last 30 days. So it is an incredible matchup. We're getting a guy, Emmanuel Quickly, has 11 assists in the last 2 games each, has a ton of potential assists. He has a great matchup against the Pelicans. I don't know why this line is this low, but I think we're going to start seeing Emmanuel Quickly in the 8.5 range here pretty soon. Once people realize that without Scotty Barnes, it is the Emmanuel Quickly show on offense. So sprinkling a little bit on his double-double. I thought about it for my long shot play of the day. It still might happen tomorrow morning. It's not a bad option. You're getting good odds there. I think in the +2 something range, if I remember right. So, anyways, just something to think about because, like I said, he's gotten a double-double in the last 2 games. So that is my second best bet. Give me Mr. Emmanuel quickly over 6.5 assists. And let's move on to bet number 3. All right, who's ready to be teased? That's right. We got a 5-point teaser as my third best bet. Give me the Pelicans -3.5 and the Nuggets -4.5 at +100. And on FanDuel, of course, like I've mentioned before, FanDuel has the best odds for these teasers for the NBA. Let's start out with the Pelicans -3.5. We just talked a little bit about this game. The Raptors going to be without Scotty Barnes, but they will also be without Jakob Poeltl and Bruce Brown in this game. So the Raptors, without Scotty Barnes last game, they struggled to put the Hornets away, and we know what the Hornets have been doing lately. I think this is a big mismatch. The season numbers on this one will not exactly tell you everything you need to know because of all the injuries now with the Raptors. And we've already talked about it. Barnes is a guy that does pretty much everything on offense and defense for this team. So without him, they now have to count on Emmanuel Quickly, R.J. Barrett, and Gary Trent. That's the 3 players they have to count on beating this Pelicans team that is healthy. They got Zion, they got Brandon Ingram, they got C.J. McCollum, they got Herbert Jones, they got all these pieces. No Jakob Poeltl is also a big part of this. So Kelly Olynyk, I hate to break it to you, he's not going to stop a lot of guys in the paint. He's just not going to. That's not the type of player he is. R.J. Barrett had to play power forward last game, and that was with Jakob Poeltl. It is going to get ugly. I think the Pelicans can get to the rim and score any time they want to. It's just a terrible matchup for them because they need Jakob Poeltl, they need Scotty Barnes, they need the length, they need the size down low, and they absolutely do not have it. So, I wouldn't be surprised the Raptors maybe kept it close for a little while on their home court, and were a little scrappy. But other than that, I think the Pelicans eventually pull away in the second half, and they win by 4 or more points. Hopefully, no, they don't win by 40 because I still need Emmanuel Quickly to get 7 assists. But anyways, that's the first leg. Pelicans -3.5. Next one, Nuggets -4, taking it down from -9. This is another game where I'm attacking a team that's just injury ravaged right now. But this Denver Nuggets team, they look absolutely locked and loaded for the playoffs, trying to make a deep run again, trying to defend their title. This Denver Nuggets will be getting back KCP, and you guys know that watch them. That is big news. He's an unbelievable defender. He's going to help a lot. Suns are going to be without Devin Booker and possibly Yusuf Nurkic. He is questionable. These two teams are heading in different directions. We all know that. The Nuggets are 6-0 since the All-Star break, second best offensive rating, sixth best defensive rating. The Suns since the break, 2-4, including 20th in offensive rating and 20th in defensive rating. Giving up 115 points per game on defense since the All-Star break to opponents. It just has not been pretty. And now they're not healthy. Now they're missing Devin Booker, which we know is the point guard, the leader of the team for the most part. Obviously, they have Kevin Durant still, but I just think this is a tough matchup. Nuggets can have, KCP, Aaron Gordon. They have guys who can slow down Bradley Beal, kind of try to slow down Kevin Durant. And after that, the Phoenix Suns don't have a lot. They got to count on guys like Grayson Allen to just be absolutely in fuego from three-point range. And I think that's hard to kind of count on if you want to try to win a game. So, and the Suns also struggle versus point guards, and that's not going to help because Jamal Murray is quite the player. So I just love the matchup. They're at home. The way they're playing, it's just two teams in opposite directions, like I said. And one of these teams is defending champ, and the other one is injury ravaged and just struggling right now. So give me the Nuggets -4.5 and the Pelicans -3.5 as my third best bet for a 5-point teaser. Now, those are the only bets I have. I will have at least one added play tomorrow, so be sure to stay tuned for that. If I have a second one, I'll add that too. Of course, those will be in the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. So that's what we got for tonight. Let's get some winners and check out the bets recap. All right, those are the 3 bets so far for March 5th. We got the 76ers money line to go into Brooklyn and take care of business. And then we got Emmanuel Quickly over 6.5 assists. That's -135 on ESPN bet. Yes, it is juicy. That's about as high as I like to go. Maybe a little sprinkle on his double-double or just take 8+ assists or something like that if you want plus money. And then the final one, 5-point teaser, Pelicans -3.5, Nuggets -4. I may have said Nuggets -4.5. That is wrong. On FanDuel right now, they are -9. So you take it down 5. It is the Nuggets -4 with the Pelicans -3.5. That's at +100. So that's what we got for the best bets today. Again, I will probably have an added one tomorrow. I got some things I'm weighing, but we got injuries, and I want to see how it all shakes out. So thank you guys for all the support day in and day out. I really appreciate it again. Thank you for all those birthday wishes as well. I hope you all have a great Tuesday, and we'll talk to you soon.